How did I get Jivya? We had a Faded Altar that was offering Jivya, Chabriatos, and then one of the 3 holy gods. I think it was Zin. So it was a pretty safe bet that it would be something that we desperately wanted. I'm a sucker for Nagas of Chabriatos, of course. And then beyond that, Jivya. If you can get them off of a Faded Altar, it's hard to really do any better than that. So thought we'd give it a try here, and definitely going well so far. There's our lair entrance, fantastic. And, ooh, a War Axe of Distortion. Hey, Maggie. We'll definitely be rooting you, just to hold you down. And then 27% chance of banishment is probably too much. We'll try to take care of Maggie before we get shipped out by the teleport, and we just barely managed to do so. And holy moly. A very unique heavy floor here at D10. Very interesting. I don't know what the best way to deal with El Roca is. Because unfortunately they're awake. Most of the times we run into them, they're asleep, so we just drop an exclusion and we're good. We can come back when we have the willpower to appropriately deal with the situation. Unfortunately, we don't have that benefit this time around. So I potentially should I just go into Lair? Am I ready for Lair? Hydras might be a bit nasty. At least we have slightly better armor class than could normally be expected. You know, 106 health, 18 AC is not the end of the world in that regard. So have very little consumables, you assume? I mean, the fortunate thing is we haven't gone to see any consumables be eaten. So as far as we feel, it's, you know, you can't miss what you never had. But I'm assuming, you know, taking a look, we don't exactly have a stack of ID scrolls. At least no obvious contenders for such. So very likely that has been playing a decent amount of a factor here. Let's see, Amnesia was our 4 stack. Interesting. Maybe the 3 stack? No, Poison. Okay, I guess no ID scrolls, or at least not an obvious one for it here. No more spit. Are you talking about the corrosive spit? Because yes, unfortunately we did lose our corrosive spit here. Barely got to take advantage of it, but you know, a small wee bit there. I didn't realize as well that we lost a lot of our iridescent scale covering, so that's a bit of a shame. I'm hoping the next time we have a, wait, you can exhale a cloud of poison. Where did you come from? Second level, this mutation intensifies the poison from a single glob into a large cloud? So maybe we do have fancy spit thanks to Jivya. Interesting. Well, I think we will take a peek into Lair. We'll see how it works out here. Hello, my friends. We'll just bring you back into our lovely little corridor here. Fantastic. If we could get some kind of boost to our longbow at some point in the near future, that would be fantastic. You get a bit more armor class just innately from our Naganess there, so that's also fantastic. Do see, yeah, down to 15. I shouldn't have bragged about being at 18 armor class. That was our first mistake, unfortunately. That's fine. You know, I really should try it out. That's a good point, especially since we might lose it at any stage here. Okay, Cane Toad is not quite gonna cut it. But Yaks, on the other hand, that is perfect. So if I just spit that out... Oh, wow. That is quite the glob that we launch. Fantastic. So as long as I can remember that we have that, and as long as we don't, you know, instantaneously lose it, since Jivya's definitely been in a bit of giveth and taketh away kind of zone here today. And that seems fantastic. Oh, there was a mark trap there. Whoopsie daisies. Let's bring our lupine friends upstairs for a wee bit, shall we? And then I don't think we can really afford to use the same stairwell, so hopefully this one, it's gonna say, is a bit safer. It definitely does not seem to be the case here, but a decent amount of poison clouds paired with a healthy jumping back and forth between our discovered stairwells here, potentially we can get out of this in one piece. Yeah, that's not too bad of an option for us here. But let's take these buddies for a little bit of a ride. Okay, no, never mind. We're gonna have to stand and fight. Unfortunately, they didn't leave an avenue for us to get up to our little safe cubby hole. We're slowly but surely making some progress here. 8-headed Hydra, hey? That is too many heads, my friend. Oh gosh. Okay. How long before our teleport kicks in? I think it's pretty quick. Don't know if it will be fast enough, unfortunately. I mean, can always hope that we just roll better. What else can we do? Are Hydras small enough? Immune to nets. That's what I was afraid of, friend. I guess I could try to Slimify? Oh, you know what? Never mind. We do get teleported out of there just in the last moments of our potential life. Holy moly. So we did end up losing just some piety to the Slimify attempt, but that's not the end of the world. And let's see, where did all of our friends percolate off to? There's one of the worst offenders. Hello, my friend. Let's try it. Oh, no, not with you. If I could just hit with Slimify. No, that's not gonna work here. Yikes. Okay, just barely managed to take them out. Oh, dang it, our net. Oh, I gotta remember to pick these things back up. Jeez Louise. But okay. I guess we keep on keeping on for the moment here. Jeez. Just so many friends wanting to come say hello. Form an orderly queue, please and thank you. And then, perfect. Nothing we can't handle there. You know, I was kind of wondering where our other friends had gone off to, because we did leave. I think there's still a couple of wolves wandering around this level, if I had to guess. Don't know exactly what happened to those sons of guns, but that's fine, as we just do hopefully the last little bit of due diligence that this entrance is going to require, because it's been quite an interesting entrance into this. Just layer 2. What the heck? Feels like it's been a lifetime since we came down this direction, but that's fine. I'm curious, so, you know, we had the mention of consumables being eaten. I'm kind of curious now how much worse that is as a Naga, or Naga, I should say. Just because we're so much slower at getting around, it gives the slimes a lot more time to gobble down anything and everything that they might come across in their journey here. Hello, slime. There we go, a 4-headed Hydra. That's much more like it. Thank you, DCSS. I appreciate you being just a wee bit more forgiving on us here. And okie dokie. Kind of forgot that you don't need to train any invocations with Jivya. So that's nice. It'll leave us a little more open-ended on our skilling here. But what do we wish to do? Evocations, I guess we have a few ones now. No rechargeable evocables yet, but those will hopefully be on the way at some point in the near future. Alternatively, I guess we could just train some more fighting. More health is always kind of nice. We'll at least bring Evo up a tad here. Make it slightly more effective. Okay, and it doesn't look like we've changed up mutations at any point since we last checked here. But that should just about do it for layer 2. Fantastic. Then spiders should be interesting. Okay, let's read through these here. Lose a bit of our barbed tail. Do feel clumsy. Oof, we lost some of our dexterity. But skin is completely transparent. And a strange attunement to the structures of the dungeon, so we have this mapping effect. And what is that transparency doing here? Significantly reduces your foe's accuracy. Is that accurate, or is it just this stealth thing? Because if it's both, that is wild. Bit of additional, you know, pseudo evasion would definitely be nice to have. And we do still exhale a full cloud of poison smoke, so that's fantastic. Was another 8-headed Hydra, but fortunately, as long as we have the distance to deal with a lot of these sons of guns, they're way more straightforward. So that is fantastic. Mamba, no problem whatsoever. Many a Komodo dragons here today. Because with all the Naga, or not the Naga, I was just about to say, do we have Snake? Kind of completely forgetting that we've already found our spider entrance. In fact, did we find our other S branch? No, we still don't know if it'll be Swamp or Shoals here. Swamp might be nice just so we can get a little bit of sweet redemption here. But we shall see. This does seem to be our swamp entrance, if I had to guess. Usually when you have this nice little forested region of your early lair floors, that's a pretty safe bet at the very least. But we're not going to worry too much. We're just going to let Auto Explorer take us where it wills, where its whim decides. And we'll eventually make it back there regardless. Oh, I was also very wrong, because look at that, our Shoals entrance. How about that? Do I know if I need Invo for Slimify, or not need Invo for Slimify? It doesn't look like it. Yeah, not even coming up as an option. I mean, it makes sense, because our failure rates are at 0%, so it must just scale with Piety instead. Is there not a better weapon than this longbow? I don't believe so. Oops. Can't spell, so that would also help out. Arbalest, something like that. Crossbow. No, I think longbow is currently still sitting as the best we can do at the moment. Unfortunately, oh shoot, stayed a wee bit too long in calcifying dust there, but no real issues. Fortunately, just a couple of yaks is nothing we can't handle, even with a bit of paralyzing action, or I guess turning us into a statue form. Or in other news, the statue form that you don't want to inflict on yourselves. And that should just about do it for the floor here. Hey Aunt May. We were just talking about you. Oh, still sad about that one. Hopefully we don't replicate that here today. I guess we can't replicate it 1-to-1 because we, you know, didn't get entrance to Swamp this time, instead finding Shoals. Shoals will be interesting, hopefully not too bad. You know, ranged does all right in Shoals from my experience. You know, being able to take out the Javelineers from a distance is at least a pretty huge plus. But we'll have to see how it goes as we get a little bit closer. Should have Spit Poison. You can only have one type of cloud. What do you mean by that? I'm also now curious, so if we had second level of Spit Poison, and then we got the Acidic Spit mutation, do those combo? That'd be a pretty sweet little synergy. I think relatively fair, seeing as how you're hoping that you just randomly combo into very specific mutation sets, but no real clue. And let's slow down just a smidge here. We'll Slimify up to try and just increase our overall damage output. I guess Poison Cloud is probably also a pretty solid idea in that regard. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to kill off these elephants quickly enough to not be an issue. Fantastic. Even getting surrounded, not the end of the world, at least so far. And perfect. A 5-headed Hydra, much more manageable than their 8-headed cousins, of course. Looks like we now also have a Should have spit poison. Oh, when fighting the Catoplebis. That makes a lot of sense. Extremely robust, plus 30% HP. Okay. Robust times 3. No wonder we gained a huge chunk on our overall health pool there. Have a small jelly attached to you that may absorb projectiles is fantastic. And yeah, I guess that's everything. We no longer have our transparent skin, but seems to be a fairly decent trade-off, up to 175 max health. Holy moly. I'm kind of curious, because I know it might have been just last week that Wizard came in after playing, and they had just hit the record cap for maximum HP. I'm curious if that involved tier 3 of the robust mutation, because if not, it seems like that would be the avenue one would take to try and beat the newest high score. But okie dokie, finish on down to layer 4. We could potentially head back up to the regular dungeon. It'd be nice to find our orc so that we could try to take care of an arbalist user down there and switch out our weapon for something that, you know, is a bit more punchy with its attacks. I guess the other option is we can take a peek. We can see what our layer 5's looks like. The only issue here is if things start to get completely untenable, it's very difficult for us to escape with our lives, so we'll have to see how it goes and keep that in mind, of course. And there are skill caps again, hey? What do I want? Oh man. About an hour before I started streaming today, I just got extremely tired out of nowhere, but trying to fight it off. I mean, streaming kind of helps with that, because even just forcing myself to be a bit more of an active participant in terms of, you know, talking nonstop generally helps kick my brain into gear, not, you know, making more sense or getting any semblance of intelligent thought, but at the very least not passing out at any passing moment, or any given moment I should say. But you know what, this is starting to look a little untenable, so I think we will leave. And we could go to Spider right away. I think I would like to feel just slightly more comfortable, if possible. So for the moment here, we're gonna go back to regularly scheduled dungeon and see how it goes. My caged friends, corrosive resistance, we won't have any need to have, thanks to Jivya, of course. Oh, geez, that is a large group of friends. Fortunately, most of the zombies cannot follow us up the stairs, though, so we can pretty safely dispatch them from that perspective. And fantastic. That should just about do it. And then again, we're gonna hope that we find ourselves, ideally not just a basic arbalist either, but something with a bit of an enchantment on it would be quite lovely. But I'll pretty happily take whatever we can get. Even if we can start to have a slightly better idea as to what we have at our disposal, let's check out these 7 scrolls. Yes, we do finally get Identify. Curing would be nice. 1 curing, 1 time. No, that's cool too. I'll go back to using scrolls. Ooh, we do get Brand Weapon. Oh my gosh, and 2 scrolls of acquirement. Okay, well, this very quickly jumped from 1 to 100. Interesting. Well, let's start, I guess, with the acquirement scrolls. See if we can't get a bow out of there. We do get an arbalist option right away, or a +3 pair of gloves. Again, resist corrosion is completely useless to us, but +3 gloves still ain't bad. Arbalist of Draining, on the other hand. Would I prefer to have an Arbalist of Draining? It is a pretty solid brand to have on your weapons. But you know what, we'll have plenty of Arbalists to choose from, and I don't mind sticking to our longbow slightly longer here, you know, having the slightly faster attacks. Especially Draining has a bit of an on-hit kind of proc effect to it. so it can be nice to have the faster attack for that very reason. But let's try the gloves for now. May come to regret that decision, but that's fine. And we will read our other requirement and see what we get here. Manual of Ranged Weapons. A little bit too little too late on that one. Otherwise, it's an Acrobat Amulet with Harm, Rampage, and Int +5. Not great, in other words. I guess Manual of Ranged Weapons, and we can always train a little bit further just to eke out slightly better damage. Potentially gets us prepped for when we hopefully inevitably find a triple crossbow at some point in the run as well. It's a relatively safe bet, and then I think from there, what I'm going to do is I am going to brand this longbow of flames. It's okay. Not the most superb option, but definitely not too bad either. And I want to be very careful not to hit any of my slime friends by accident. I am absolutely garbage at trying to work my way through penance, so if we can just avoid running into that eventuality, that would be fantastic. And otherwise, we should be able to just shred through all of our orcish friends here. And that is fantastic. There's the Arbalist. So we can pick up that bad boy right away, at least as a potential option for the future. And oof, those rocks could start to hurt real bad, so if we could just focus down our Cyclops friend, that is fantastic. I guess Poison Gas could again have been a little more useful there if I had thought to use it before finishing off the fight completely. But that's fine, not the end of the world. And there we go. That time we remembered to use it. It's not too shabby. When do I get my breath back? There we go. Unfortunately, slimes are poison resistant, so we don't need to worry about accidentally getting those sons of guns caught up in our madness here. Oof. The priest could please take a step forward. Fantastic. There we go. Okay, I need to take you out though. Beautiful. A bit more poison breath would definitely be nice to have. Oof. So the smiting on you, slight problem, but probably not the end of the world. Otherwise, only 13 damage. I guess that's not that bad either. Maybe we're okay here? Was worried I'm underestimating our demon friends, but we'll give it a shot. Guess it had a lot of potential smite action coming our way there, which we could have potentially been slightly more aware of. But that is fine after all here, at least so it seems to be. That is fantastic.